Hey guys, Noah here. Welcome back to my channel. But if you guys are new here, hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be going around my entire apartment and propagating a bunch of my houseplants. The reason for this is because I'm actually going to be going out of town for longer than I usually go out of town, and I'm just so nervous that a lot of them might, I don't want to say die, but they might die. Last time I went out of town for like 4 days or 5 days. I normally only water my plants once a week. However, when you're out of town, all your windows are closed, your doors are closed, they don't open throughout the day. So it gets super humid inside the apartment and it dries out my plants faster. It gets super hot and humid. So my plan of attack this time is to propagate some of the plants that I'm worried may not make it. And I ordered water bulbs, and I did put some of those into my plants that require to be watered more often. And I'm also gonna leave with the AC running pretty high. I'll put it probably like at 80 something, but I just don't want it to be super hot in here to the point where it kills some of my plants. So that's the plan of attack. I got my pruning shears today. I'm gonna go around and propagate. Also, some of you guys have been asking me for like a propagation for dummies video, so I'm gonna try to do that and give you guys tips and tricks on where to cut, how to propagate, and all that. I will be only propagating in water because that's really what I'm most successful at. So this will be like a bunch of water propagations, and I'm just going to take you guys around and see what happens, see what I end up cutting. Hopefully I can get a little bit off each plant, or like the plants that I'm worried about. So yeah, with that all being said, let's get right into the video and let's go start at my plant shelf and see what cuttings I can take. All right, so I'm here at my plant shelf trying to assess what cuttings I want to take. I recently took a mican cutting already for my philodendron micans. However, I think I want to take one more. So you guys could see right here is where I took the cutting. I literally did it a few days ago, but this vine is so long. I could definitely afford to take another cutting. So I'm going to do another 2-leaf cutting. These 2 leaves right here are fairly large, and I just think they're gonna propagate really well. For this plant, you're just gonna want to cut where there are nodes or aerial roots already. So this one definitely has some good aerial roots. So I'm gonna cut it right there. I've got my shears. And you can cut this anywhere, it doesn't matter really. So cutting that. So this is what it looks like now, and you just have to submerge the aerial roots or nodes underwater. So for that reason, I'm going to probably have to lose this leaf, which is such a bummer, but I hate that. That's the one part about propagating I hate. So there's nothing I can do about it, but I'll be able to stick this in water now and it'll have 1 leaf on it. What can I do? All right, so next plan of attack is my Begonia Maculata. I'm gonna bring you guys closer in. I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but I've taken a ton of cuttings from it already. But I'm going to take some more. Over here it is starting to touch the ceiling, so I'm going to cut that off. So this is how you cut your Begonia Maculata. Basically cut anywhere that you have, and I can take these off so you can see better, where you have a little, I want to say, I call it like a knuckle, like where the plant meets and it's like a little tiny bump. That's where the roots will grow out of. Now this plant's super easy to propagate. If you do cut just 1 leaf off, it could still, the roots could still grow from 1 leaf. So this one's a lot easier, and I'll just stick this into water like this, and hopefully the roots will grow out of there so I can keep both leaves on. And I'll show you guys an example actually, because I have a few. So this was one that I cut recently, not recently, like a month ago maybe, and it does look very similar, and you can see how the roots kind of grow out all over the place. So I just wanted to add another one, especially because it's like reaching the ceiling, so kind of feel like it needed to be cut. But this is going to be a beautiful propagation. I have this jar of water of all my Begonia Maculata propagations, and I'm literally just going to stick this in there. And I do check on this one often because they tend to like float out of the water, and you want to make sure it's always submerged. All right, so that's the begonia. So I also have this watermelon peperomia that's just kind of looking very wild, and it's pretty easy to propagate. You just literally take a leaf off. So I think I'm going to take off one of the wild leaves that are like funky and kind of out of place. Like I want to say this one. literally I just try to clip it as close to the base as possible. It's gonna be hard for you guys to see. So essentially, just gonna want the leaf with a stem, and the longer the stem, the more successful it could be. And I've just learned that over time. So this is what I'm just gonna stick in the water, and I'll actually show you guys, I have one propagating now of what it looks like. All right, so this is the one I just cut, and this one I've had in water for about a couple weeks. And so you can kind of see the roots there coming out of the stem. So it's a slow propagator, but it does the job. Also, I love to reuse stuff. So I reuse these yogurt jars for all my propagation. So I'm gonna stick this one in there. Place it up there. All right, what else we got up here? We also have a peperomia frost, but I'm not gonna propagate that one. It's a little bit harder since the leaves aren't mature and big. We have a Birkin, we have some ficuses. They're small, but let me take a look and see if I can propagate these. I have this ficus elastica. It doesn't really have a great offshoot for me to propagate, so I'm not gonna touch that. I also have a ficus teneki. Also no great shoots. So we have my Hoyas over here. I've actually really wanted to take cuttings of these. I'm just nervous about water propagating them, but maybe we should try. This is an obovata. I just feel like they're not mature enough for me to take cuttings from yet. Like, there's really no great place for me to cut. So the only one that does have a good place for me to cut is this Crimson Queen. I could cut this vine off. Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna cut it right there. Just took this cutting off the Crimson Queen, and the roots are gonna grow out of these points where leaves come out of, so I'm pretty sure I have to take these leaves off, which kind of sucks, but I'm gonna do it. Bye bye, beautiful leaf. I'm sorry. So that's the part I want to stick underwater. Another tip is to put multiple cuttings into one propagation jar because they help each other and encourage each other to grow roots faster. I'm gonna stick this in there. All right, let's move on down. I have this pink polka dot plant that I've literally taken so many cuttings from that I have 4 over here. So I'm not gonna do that one. I do have this neon pothos that I've been wanting to propagate, but I just don't. Oh, I see one node. Kind of gotta wait for nodes, but this one does have a node right there. So I'm gonna cut that off. I don't know if it'll be anything, but we'll see. So this is the neon pothos cutting. I'm actually excited for it if it does actually root. But you can see there the little tiny node coming out of it. So hopefully roots come from that. I'll stick it in here. I also have this Maria Syngonium. Okay, I could definitely take some cuttings from this. So let me bring you guys closer. So on this plant, all the little points that look like that right there is what you're gonna want on your cutting. It's so hard to propagate Syngoniums because you really gotta dig in and see where you can cut. Right here, this is a good one. So this one, so right there it has a pretty long aerial root, so you just want that underwater. I feel like I want to take one more because this plant has actually not had nodes in a while, so I was waiting for it to grow up a little more. There's a few places I could cut now. I know you guys can't see what I'm doing, so I'm really sorry, but hopefully this gives you some sort of insight. There's a tiny node on this one. This is a small cutting, so I'll stick that underwater. Here is my water jar. I'm just gonna stick those 2 cuttings in the water. I do see something else I want to cut. I got this giant Hawaiian pothos from a friend here on Etsy, and I love the variegation on these bottom leaves, but then this new leaf came out funky because I had actually forgot to water it. So I'm gonna cut that off. So if you guys can see, right there is a little node and it's on the funky leaf. So I'm gonna cut right there. and stick this in water. So that way it can get some more prettier leaves on here. I also have this one from her, and this one's doing a lot better. So this one has a ton of nodes, but I'm gonna let this one go. So I also have this Scindapsus pictus here by the window, and it's really long, and I like that it's long, but I'm just gonna give it one trim so that in case anything happens, I have more. Actually, no, I'm not gonna cut this one. I'm lying, I'm not gonna cut it. It's too pretty. All right guys, so we're outside now, and I know the lighting is a little harsh, but I have this ficus audrey here that's not doing great. A lot of the leaves are turning yellow. So I'm going to propagate it. I don't know if you can propagate from a leaf, but I know that you can cut off like these offshoots, this branch right here. So I'm gonna actually take a couple cuttings. I'm gonna take this one and then this one so that I'll have possibly two. It will make this look more bare, but this one wasn't looking great to begin with. So I'm just gonna cut right here. And I know that this one's gonna give off some sap. I may have to put the camera down. Oh, no, I did it. Oh, there it goes. Let's grab it. All right, so it looks like this, and it's got the white sap, so you want to make sure not to get that on your skin, which of course I already got it on my leg. It looks like this. It's actually going to be really cute once it does root, but the roots will grow out of the stem right down here. So I'll stick that in water, and I'm going to take one more just because. There's literally sap going everywhere, so let me turn the camera off so I can clean this up. All right, so you actually want to let these callus over for a couple hours before you throw them in, just so that no bacteria is formed from going inside there. Like, let the wound callus over, but these actually like completely stopped sapping right away, so I think it's fine. So I'm just going to plop these in water. Oh, or it's gonna fall out. There is one. Put them together. And there's two. So I got these. I'll probably put them on my plant shelf under the grow lights so that they get all the benefits from the grow light. And that's pretty much it for the ficus. All right, so that's all the plants I'm gonna propagate today, just because I already have so many others propagating in my bedroom, and a lot of the other plants just aren't ready to be propagated. They're just not large enough. So I hope this was helpful for some of you guys, and you guys learned a few things, maybe where to cut the plants and stuff like that. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Don't forget to follow my Instagram for planty updates. I always post updates to videos that I do, so I'll definitely let you guys know about the roots, and I'll also check back in a few weeks to share with you guys what the roots look like. But yeah, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. So with that all being said, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.